Ladies and gentlemen, a murder has just been committed at Made.
What's going on? It's your boy KRzMA, founding member of Made Music, rapper, songwriter, ghostwriter, all around real dude, all around good guy.
We smash honeys from scuddies to playboy bunnies. You can find us on the block, rain, snow, sunny.
Started off back in, I was like 11 years old, so I want to say 2000. I started back in like 2000, just writing invitation little songs. I started freestyling when I was like 13, you know, battle rapping, all that good stuff. I didn't start recording until I was around 16, so I'd say about 13 years, you know, involved with it. Been good at it for like 7. So after, you know, I got down with after I started rapping and getting good recording, I started recording with STR. Shouts out to STR. You know, they started schooling me the game and everything like that. You know, but I was still a high school student at the time, so you know, I was still doing high school shit. So this was back around the time, you know, when I started high school in 03. So this was back when like gangsta shit was really popping. You know, G-Unit was the hottest group in rap. You know, and everybody wanted to be gangsters and have cliques and have sets, and you couldn't go anywhere without somebody saying what clique you from, what crew you from. So me and my boys, especially my man Cap, and Gloss, you know, we were all, them niggas were staying with me at my mom's crib, you know what I'm saying, during my senior year of high school and shit, going through their own shit. And at the time we came up with a crew named Made, Make a Dollar Every Day clique. And you know, after a while, people started joining into it, and it was just a crew, you know. And I already actually had this tattoo, you know, so that kind of was really what inspired the name. But we started it together, the three of us, and you know, people started joining in, liking my music and stuff, and you know, I was always, you know, doing my thing with STR, and you know, I always dreamed, you know, when I seen my man MT doing his business thing as a CEO, I always dreamed, you know, of being able to do that, you know, because I admired his business savvy. And you know, so around in 06, you know, when I was about to graduate high school, or the year before, we got together and you know, we talked it over and said if we ever got an opportunity, we would jump it off and get our label off, you know, because we always had a dream of getting rich and buying our own neighborhood. That way none of the homies would have to pay rent. You know what I mean? It was a young, you know, old pipe dream, some kids, but basically that's how we got started out as Made, as a crew. You know, this year I was able to come up on some finances and get a studio going and get you know, and get us going off the ground. So, you know, me and Kwan are running it now, and we got a whole little camp going, street team, and really appreciative of everybody being supportive and jumping on board. We smash honeys from scuddies to playboy bunnies. It's a good question. I think it all just depends on how you look at accomplishments, you know. First thing I would say is opening up for Do or Die with STR. I think that was just huge, you know what I mean? I had only done a couple of shows before that point, and you know, that just was such a big show with so many people, and it's such a good feeling, and you know, I really appreciated that opportunity, so I think I just cherished it more than, you know, and it sticks with me nowadays. But I mean, I could also say that an accomplishment is being able to do something in your career that you haven't been able to do. And one thing I take pride in is turn on the music, because up until that point I had a really hard time writing anything in tribute to my father. I mean, I did the Good Morning Vietnam with Mating, you know, and I love that joint. That's a dope joint, you know, but you know, I had never really mentioned his, you know, his passing or anything like that in the track up until you know, the way I did up until Turn on the Music. So I really consider that an accomplishment. I'm really proud of it, you know what I mean? So I'd have to say, you know, I can go either way with that, but probably Turn on the Music. I don't know, you know, we might still be back here in Albuquerque. hopefully winning some awards, you know what I mean? I really want to do is just make good music, man, and one day, you know, I really do hope that we can make it, you know, successfully, you know, and sell records and get fans and give back to fans and give back to new artists coming up, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, where I see ourselves, man, I see us doing big things. Like, honestly, I see us, you know, getting some, maybe an in-house producer, cranking some beats, or, you know, getting up on our beat game. I see us maybe managing some good talent, finding some good talent, maybe striking gold somewhere, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to work my hardest to make it where I consider to be successful, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm going to definitely make sure that my team has their heads in the right place and wants to succeed as well, because I would like to see them succeed just as much as I want to see myself succeed. And I think as long as we keep our heads up and we keep our head, as long as we stay focused, stay with our plan, you know, and don't doubt it until it starts to really fail, I think that we'll be able to make it to where we want to go, you know, magazine covers, award nominations, you know, and big shows, hopefully record deals, you know what I mean? So I definitely can see that. I think that we have the work ethic, and I think that we have the leadership to do that kind of thing and bring this city together, you know, to get behind Team A, to be a part of Team A. So welcome to the team. My favorite project that I ever put out would probably have to be Insomniac Dreams, just because, I mean, I think it was probably because the quality of the tracks were so good. I got to get an EXE beat, Maiden was doing his thing. Some of those nights I'd be straight up in the studio until 6 in the morning, you know what I'm saying, like lock-ins basically with Street Tactics, you know what I'm saying, which was what's up. I think that, you know, the process of doing the video was dope, you know what I mean. I'm glad we got to get people involved that were just cool with STR and Made. Most fun to make, I don't know, I'd like to say, I think that my most fun one to make would probably have been, I mean, I'm gonna go with this SOA mixtape that we just did, because first of all, I mean, it's cool to be able to put it out, you know, under Made Music, but also just because I was able to get a lot of my homies involved in it, like, you know what I'm saying, I was able to get my little cousin Technique on there, which was really cool to see. Suede, of course, King Uno, it was cool to see him step his bar game up a little bit. Capadon surprised me definitely with some of his bars that just came out of left field with that shit. Big ups to him, shout out to my brother. You know, and just all the stuff that came around with it. We did a show over there at the Moon with my little cousin, his first show, he was 15. It was just dope, really cool to see that, you know what I mean? It was a really proud moment. And you know, just like I said, a lot of things were really cool about this project, so it was really fun to make it. So Insomniac Dreams, my favorite project, and the most fun was Sons of Albuquerque. One thing I say about hip hop, yo, is I'm always gonna love hip hop, yo. And you got people think that it's gonna be the same, or it's, you know, it's gonna evolve a certain way, and when it doesn't, they're not happy with it, and they say this and that. But to be honest with you, I think that hip hop's always in a good state. When you got new artists coming in, and I know that they're not, you know, there's no longevity, you know, and people say that nobody puts out good albums, and I'm one of those people, you know, nobody does put out good albums. Everybody's worried about putting out singles and shit. You know what I mean? But from an artist perspective, you know, I really don't think it's such a bad thing that new artists are getting a lot more opportunities, you know, based on either the internet or whatever is helping these artists get signed. You know what I mean? You know, are some of them trash? Yeah, some of them are trash. You know what I mean? Are some of them really dope? Yeah, some of them are dope. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, is hip hop gonna go back to it was when, you know, when Rakim was going around and Kane and Biggie and Pac and Wu and all? I mean, no, that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? The best thing that you can hope for is that somebody that really is dope with the pen will be influenced by one of these guys. You know what I mean? And will make music that you like. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be a real fan of something, then, you know, you be a real fan of it. somebody who's a real Niners fan decks their fucking house, car, and dog, and everybody out with fucking Niners shit. You know what I mean? And they might put their Niners above the rest of the league, but at the end of the day, they're not just sitting there bagging on the rest of the league. You know what I mean? So when it comes to fans of music in general, they'll be so quick to put the people that they like on top, and or not even just that. They'll just basically just run off at the mouth about everybody in hip hop at the time being, and really won't have a relevant point to make, or a case to freaking make. So I think that when people listen to hip hop these days, they should look for things or music in general. Look for things that you like in artists. Look for things that you like in bands, and like them for reasons of your own reasons to like. You know what I mean? And don't get so caught up in who's the best, who's selling the most, and who's doing this, who's doing that. Like stuff for your own reasons. If you feel like a person makes a song for you, a CD, that's talking about your life, take that CD home, play it in your room, play it in your car, and love it for the reasons that you do. You know what I mean? And don't try to buy it because your friend bought it and compare it to reasons they liked it. You know what I mean? So if you're a fan of made music, then please just love us for what we do. You know what I mean? Don't compare us to the next nigga, because trust me, we ain't them. As for who's the best rapper right now, man, I really couldn't. It just depends on what you judge best. And in reality, I just think that, a lot of people would say K-Dot. I think that's what MTV said. I don't really know. I think that he's dope. I really like K-Dot a lot. I really wasn't, I really wasn't jumping aboard on his album drop. A lot of my homies try to get me on it. But it's dope. It's a dope album. I really do. I know people can get mad, but I do think Drake is dope. I think he's a talented artist. I think that his albums are really dope. I like to say A$AP Rocky, he's dope. I really thought he was going to be dope when he first came out. Peso, Purple Sky, all that good stuff. And I knew people would jump on it and get behind him. Your boy Chainz, 2 Chainz, he's doing his thing. I really can't pinpoint a best. You know what I mean? I think that like I said, it's just my own personal opinion. But I'd probably either give it to Kendrick or Drake. I'd probably give it to Drake though, just because Kendrick has this hype train. You know what I mean? And Drake's already kind of been on that hype train. And like I said, I really don't think he's the best, you know what I mean? But as for best right now, I think that he's doing his thing. I think he's outshining niggas on tracks, so he's with them on and shit like that. So I would say Drake. Don't get mad at people.
With the Spider-Man and that cherry red head dame named Mary Jane. When Pops passed on, I was way past gone. Like fuck it, I'll never write a rap song, but I made it through it.
Duke City hip hop right now is at an all-time high, man. This is like the best I think I've ever seen it. This is like the biggest plethora of artists I've seen coming from the Duke, coming into the Duke, just representing the Duke. So, right now it's really good to see all these people doing the thing and taking the music so seriously. I'm not saying that they're all great, but I think that they all have the potential to be great one day. For what I like to work with, I've always been a fan of Dirt, man. Always, ever since the I Need Money mixtape series. I always thought that he was dope as shit. It would be dope to get Christine Morel on a hook for sure. You know what I'm saying? I definitely dig her voice and her style of music. I'm already talking about doing some stuff with Desert G. Shout out to him. He's doing his thing, #1 on Reverb Nation, I believe so go check him out. Really, man, I really work with anybody, basically, as long as you came to the table with some really good ideas and you have the same kind of drive about your music that I do, I definitely would work with anybody, man. But a lot of people out here doing their thing, and I wouldn't mind working with any of them. Man, turn on the music, man. See, I don't know, man. Capone is a little bit different to me, you know what I mean? Capone has that's my brother, you know what I mean? And he has a great taste in hip hop, but he'll close his mind off for some people if he considers them garbage, you know what I mean? And that's my nigga, he's entitled to that as a fan, and as an artist. But really what it was is I had this Mac Miller beat laying around, and I always wanted to do something with it. And Cap had hit me up. He was like, man, you better not do nothing to that beat without me. So right then and there I was like obligated. I was like, man, so I sat on that beat for like 6 months, and you know, finally we got the studio up and running, and Capone was the first, you know, one of the first people to come through and start putting, you know, bars down. And we were like, hey, we should probably do something with that beat. So one night he came over, spur of the moment. You know, we were chilling out, vibing to it, and we started writing that hook to it. Man, I was like, man, this shit is killing it. So, you know, we started sitting in here, you know, just reminiscing about stuff, good times, bad times, and, you know, hey, that was it. The rest was history, man. Ended up writing a really dope track, you know, one of my favorites, maybe my favorites I ever done. You know, next to Beloved and a couple other ones. Where do I usually draw inspiration from? Man, basically anything, you know. When I was, you know, my boy Maiden's like a mentor to me. He always has been. And when I was younger, you know, first coming in the game, he was like, you know, I think you're such a good rapper really because you watch so much TV, you know what I mean? So I mean, I'm a TV. I like TV, you know what I mean? If people say route your brain, I think in the modern days that we live in, you know, TV can be really educational for you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying too much of anything is bad for you. You know what I mean? But so I think that I draw a lot of it from TV with references, newspaper, you know, whatever, just current events, life in general, rappers that I'm a fan of. I check out, you know, what they're kind of rapping about, and you know, I kind of just based on my music off of ideas I get from listening to tracks, listening to beats. Basically, I could draw from anywhere, man. I usually don't have no kind of limit. I do get writer's block and stuff like that, but when it comes to inspiration and it's flowing, man, it flows and nothing stops it.
Some say it's luck, others may call it fate. All I know is when we team up, we do our thing, that's great.
Man, we're doing so much work, we're grinding so hard, you know, as you probably have heard, the boys and me probably taking a cross-country move to the East Coast to be more, you know, and so I want to definitely leave fans of Made Music, fans of KRzMA with something to bomb, and, you know, something for right now, you know, so we can, you know, kind of, basically so I can enjoy this last, you know, few months that I got here until I'm able to come back. But right now we're actually dropping this weekend me and Spider's mixtape. Shouts out to Spider, SRE, Ride Gang. We're dropping that on Saturday from the 313 to 505. Yeah, check a quick little look at it. You know what I'm saying? We got that dropping this weekend. We also got Sons of Albuquerque dropping next weekend. At the same time, we're doing the Memorial Day Meltdown show with DJ Quick, Warren G, and Mac 10. And then I got my new mixtape, Get ADD Part 2 gonna drop. Hopefully, Breaking Bars will be able to drop that. I've run into some difficulties with the tracks and everything like that. And you know, hopefully we're just doing some cool stuff, man. Just keep your eyes on Made, keep your ears on Made. We definitely gonna be putting out new joints that you're gonna love. Keep on checking out youtube.com/KRzMA you know what I'm saying? Keep on checking out me on Twitter, it's KRzMA on Twitter. You know what I mean? Basketball Fiend, you know what I'm saying? Miss Chris, check us all out to stay tuned, you know what I mean? What we're gonna be doing and what we're gonna be dropping for you guys. We'll definitely we got the shirts out, like I said. We'll be having more and more shirts coming out. You know, we're trying to do it all basically. So, you know, if you're really down with that and respect that, you know, get behind us, let us know, reach out to us, and we'll definitely put you on the team, man. First of all, shout out to all Albuquerque's past stars, you know what I mean? Especially my man Johnny Tapia, rest in peace, man, for sure. But you know, with that being said, I think definitely we're gonna have a superstar one of these days. You know, I hope to be it. But you know, even if I'm not that guy, I definitely think that with how Albuquerque athletes are nowadays, and how Albuquerque artists are coming together, and all the dudes come out making beats for me, I think we're definitely gonna have a superstar. You know what I mean? I can see it happening in the next year or two. And that's a real spill, you know what I mean? I believe that. You know what I mean? Why? Like I said, it's just athletes out here are just killing it. You know, they're going to better schools, getting more notice. People are boxers out here stepping their game up. You know what I mean? The film industry's taking notice of Albuquerque and New Mexico in general, and filming movies out here, and we're just getting noticed, man. We're getting our shines, our time. You know, and I'm definitely gonna do the best I can to make that happen as soon as possible, you know what I mean? So I definitely believe it'll happen. I definitely think it'll happen soon, and you know, I definitely can't wait to see it. yeah, you know what I'm saying, thanks for taking the time out, you know, to do this little interview. Thanks for all you guys out there watching. Thanks for taking the time out to watch. Hopefully you got to know your boy a little bit better if you're a fan. You know, that's all I can ask for with this music is for you guys to get behind me and be fans, because without fans, the art is nothing. So thank you all. Shout out to my team, man. Made Music, Capadon, King Uno, Sway, Dope Man, Easy Money, Technique, Miss Chris, you know what I'm saying, Basketball Fiend, Superstar, you know, Ladybug. Shout out to my team. Shout out to STR, Maiden, MT Banks. You know what I'm saying, the whole camp. Shout out to my niggas keeping it fresh out here doing their thing. You know, Shook One, Duffy Dirt doing his thing, man. I'm proud of that nigga doing his thing. You know, shout out to everybody out here doing their thing. Shout out to everybody on the teammate. We doing it big this year. Your boy KRzMA. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You already know it'll be up on the end of the video. And make sure you go check us out May 25th at the Memorial Day Meltdown with DJ Quick, Warren G, Mac 10. You know what I'm saying, and a whole lot of other artists and local artists. You know what I'm saying. It should be a really good show. Appreciate the love, and I hope to see you there, man. Made Music, we doing it 2013.